Yo, what's good, guys? Sun Wukong. Look, I'm gonna say this right now. If you're one of those people that hates when I ramble and gets annoyed every time I talk a little bit before getting into the content, the actual substance of the video, just skip ahead because I'm not dealing with it right now. But anyway, I'm excited for this chapter. I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking forward to it, and that's the only reason that I'm doing this right now because I got a copyright strike. That's the reason this is uploaded instead of streamed. I can't stream right now, foreseeably at least for the next 2+ weeks, you know what I'm saying? Which is really fucking annoying. I was really getting back into the vibe of streaming. It sucks. It sucks, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna let it affect me or affect me doing content or anything, especially for this chapter right here, man. So Tokyo Ghoul, chapter 158. Look, say what you will. Yes, it's part and parcel just another manifestation of Kaneki's internality, but it's Rise, bro. Rise, the fucking goddess. Look, any chance that I can get it, I would be the same. Honestly, it'd be about the same level of hype. If let's say we got some Eto, nowhere near the Hide return hype, but still, you know what I'm saying? If we got some Eto, I'd probably more hype for Eto. I'm not gonna lie, but still, it's Rise. So I have to see what sort of sordid dialogue she's spewing to the man, despite the fact that it really is just a projection of his internality. So we're gonna get into this chapter. I'm excited. I need to see what's going on. It's nice too because after last week's chapter, and how heavily symbolic it was, it's just really dope to have Ashita going in yet again with something that I actually care about, something that's interesting to me. Because I can't say that there isn't substance to everything that transpired previously to this with the Mitsuki shit that we spent over a month on, but I'm glad it's in the past and that we're getting back into the deeper issues here and delving into Kaneki's mentality with, this whole Dragon State and everything that's fucking going on outside. So let's get into it. I'm gonna start right now. The TV anime begins airing in April, bro. Don't fuck it up. I have the lowest expectations, and I'm still hype about the Seiyu. So we'll see it. We'll see how they do. We'll see how they do. But anyway, let me get into this chapter right. Walking on water like she's fucking divine. You always appear, the girl who loved her books and her food. Rise. Dude. This is gonna be crazy. I can already feel it, and I feel it welling up inside of me. Why are you, and what is where? What do you mean, murder? Slapping this in the man's face abruptly, I don't think he's gonna be able to take it. Where are you off to? Dude, I love these angles. Where everyone is, I need to save them, or everyone. Naki and Misa, Hinami, Hirako and This man remembered about Fuka. Yo, that man was RIP before you even made it out there, my dude. That man was gone before you even made it out there. And my son, Nagi, dude. I mean, on the upside, the rest of them are currently okay. Hirako, Hinami, Misa, and Toka especially. Bro. Kaneki in these last two chapters, just the way that she is crafting these expressions, it's like some of the most frantic and frenzied he's ever been, dude. And yet it's such a blank expression. The amount of things that he's conveying through, the visual construction alone. So this is the Yoshida I love, man. This is Yoshida I love. Tsukiyama and the others might have gone to back them up, but everyone at GOAT headquarters, the CCG is after all of them. My dude, wake up. Yo, that cackling laughter. Dude, I miss these Rise projections. It's so much better than seeing her fucking in the tube with that fiend Furuta, which I actually really want to go back to at this stage, because the man's not just in the wind. He has to at least return there. If the man's just in the wind, then that's wild, especially with all this V stuff going on at the same time. I mean, realistically speaking, I'm not gonna read into that now. Let's not get sidetracked. Dude, the use of space too. These panels are constructed so fucking well. The doves are after everyone. Quite wrong, Mr. Kaneki. They went after them because you were with them. Look, that's not actually entirely accurate, but this is just a man trying to confront himself. So I need to see how this resolves itself. After everything coalesced, this is really the only way. And this is actually the most apt, visage and person to actually speak these types of words to the man at this point. With calling him a murderer and shit like that. It's real. For you are the one-eyed king himself. You gave yourself that title, did you not? You're wrong, Kaneki. Furuta would have conducted the operation regardless. As a matter of fact, you weren't initially there. Conducted the operation regardless. But yes, it was all ultimately it was because of Kaneki that it was a plan in the first place. But I mean, there would have still been casualties either way. The man was going to. If you look, I think at this point, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting once he comes to terms with what he's actually done and what he's become. I don't see how Kaneki, knowing everything I know about him, is gonna be able to handle that shit. You attempted to protect Ghoul kind, but really you just hold them up in a horrifically dangerous place. See, that's what I'm saying. It's not. Let me finish this dialogue first. What did you mean to do by going back like that? I'd go back and I was going to protect everyone from the ambush, going to reform our broken ranks, and then that's it. Rather than solve our provisions problem, we should have just launched a surprised attack on the CCD. What? Whoa, hold on. Look at the man's eyes in this middle panel. I understand this kind of confused, frenzied state, right? And especially manifesting this consciousness, which is kind of devoid of certain elements that we've seen in his internality before, even more so recently when we got all the shit with the various personas. I don't like this statement. Rather than solve our provisions problem, we should have just launched a surprise attack on the CCG. No! See, this just furthers my frustration with how things progress in the first place, and I haven't really brought this up in a while. Why? Exactly, why? To beat them. To beat Furuta. Why would you need to beat them? Beat them so we could... Whoa! Yo! Kaneki! My dude! You can't be serious right now. I know this is not like the resolve that you had. I know this isn't really the sense of self that you had talking right now. Because if it was, or if it is, regardless of everything that's transpired, regardless of his lack of information at this point, if that was your plan all along, Nick, what about... Okay, first of all, let me go back for a second. I know I'm getting sidetracked, but the things that this man is saying right now, and granted, he's really talking to himself, so it's really just a subconscious layer trying to force him to come to terms with what's gone on. But still, The only thing I disagree with what's come out of Rise's mouth so far is they went after them because you were with them. Because it would have happened regardless. Yes, he was the end goal for Furta in order to create the monstrosity dragon and, you know, force this coalition, which honestly is a much better plan than what the fuck this man is outlining right here. Because she said, alright, you attempted to protect Ghoul, but you really just hold them up in a horrifically dangerous place. From the perspective of the reader, because we didn't really have much insight into the man's plans outside of his interactions with Toka post everything that happened in Koklia. Realistically, and his movements and what he ordered Goat to do. You know, the whole little operation with the Whites, which was dope. The man was making strides, and from the outside looking in, it looked fucking dope. First of all, bringing everybody to the underground was a reasonable move. One, because the man was searching for information about the OG One-Eye King. And two, because Furta was on a genocidal destruction campaign in every single ward. So it would have been safe regardless of where they were. Yes, it is still... I still kind of agree with Rise on the fact that he is the one that calling himself the One-Eye King. But it's not... You can't leave it in that construction. But this is what pisses me off. This is what pisses me off. I get, yes, that's what you went to do. You went to go back, you left the provisions, you know, you left the foraging party, went back, tried to save everyone. Cool, you still put everything on your own shoulders like you always do, which is folly. But then this man has the nerve to say, rather than solve our provisions problem, we should have just launched a surprise attack on the CCG. So you're telling me it really wasn't that well thought out? Because what would that have solved? Why? To beat Furta? So you can talk. It's frustrating, and I've said this already. So don't come at me like I'm hating on my boy. This is still my motherfucking boy, and that's why it's so frustrating. This is exactly what I said after the fight with Juzo. This is exactly what I said when the man went back there initially. This is exactly what I said when Furta began the operation, and I saw the man conducting the foraging party. Should have done things differently, but the plan was sound. You had to, you know, maintain. Because you have a lot of non-fighters in GOAT, you have to maintain everybody. At the same time, you had to give them and maintain yourself as a symbol of hope for them. You were running yourself ragged trying to do all this shit. Yes, you need the provisions. The only thing you should have done differently is divvied up the ranks for the foraging party better. That's pretty much all you could have done. But talking about launching a surprise attack on the CCG to beat them and beat Furta, wasn't your whole plan finding OG One-Eye King or information about such? Yes, Furta was always 10 steps ahead, so it was going to be the same outcome regardless. But what is this first I'm hearing of this? This is the first I'm hearing of this. I'm rambling now. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. It just doesn't sound. Whatever. Let me keep going, dude. So we could talk. What about the Washoe? Furta, yes, he says to beat Furta. That was one of your express intentions. But you took up the mantle that Eto and Arima left you in order to become a symbol to push forward and eventually forge an understanding. I didn't think that you had no real plan or nothing at all in place to do so. And you had just resolved yourself to go in when necessary. For the sake of understanding between humankind and ghoulkind, we talk. When? Bro, honestly, if this was legit what Kaneki was thinking all along, Furta's plan is leagues and bounds more superior. It would have never worked. It would have never worked in that way. And to make that happen, we needed to dull the CCG's facts. When did it become about that? That's what, you know what, fuck it. Fuck it. The man is in a you know, kind of delirious, crazed state. Let me see what Rise has to say, because Rise is probably gonna echo the same shit. So you wanted to become a dictator, huh, Kaneki? Dictator, bro. This man speaking right now does not seem like the coalesced individual that resolved himself after everything that transpired with Arnie. You need to talk to your boy Hide, my dude. You really do. I mean, you meant to solve things through military might, to force them to nod their heads, no? Having lost to you, humans would have had no choice but to accept your terms, right? I mean, if that's what he was thinking to do, yes. If that was his end game with Goat, then that's practically, yes, what he wanted to do. It never worked like that. Honestly, it makes him slightly worse in some aspects than the OG One-Eyed King. Slightly worse after finding out his link to the Washu and everything like that. It kind of diminishes my faith in the like. Look, when I go back and read those chapters now, I'm gonna have a completely different perspective and outlook on it, because when I initially read those chapters of the founding of Goat and all that shit, I was like, this man is ready. This man is gonna go in. He has a plan. All he needs to do is align the pieces. And I remember talking down on Furuta, being like, you can't subvert it. Don't underestimate Kaneki, right? I'm disappointed, man. I'm disappointed. He's almost fallen back in certain regards to the person he used to be. Exactly what part of that strikes you as talking? A dictator. Is that really what I wanted to become? See, I think some of this is I can't even hold most of this against him, though. Because a lot of this, his mentality is slightly fractured right now. So a lot of this I don't even know is positively accurate in terms of the greater scope of things. So I'm not even gonna read too much into this. That shit just triggered me, man. That shit launched a surprise. That shit triggered me. Call me what you like. If that's what it takes, I'll do it. I see. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, look. It is an admirable resolve. But it's just disappointing that you really got... It seemed as though you were thinking some shit through positively, and with the expectation of your child, you had even more incentive to forge this world. The man knows he's going out, which may not be the case anymore after the consumption of all this shit, but regardless, he knew he was going out. And all he had to do was lay that foundation. And I mean, the only way he could have done it via this kind of outlook then is that kind of a Lelouch plan. You know what I'm saying? Where you become the object of all hatred, which, you know, if he had said, I mean, that's basically what Furuta made him. But if he had constructed him and established himself as all that, it could have gone pretty similarly if he had the power to bring it to fruition. I don't think he ever had that express aim, though. Interesting, man. It's like he didn't think it through. Let's see if you can hold on to it after seeing this. Bro. Is he gonna watch himself rampaging as dragon? See, you knew it all along, man. You're turning a blind eye to the truth as your consciousness slumbered. This is your home, Goat's base, the place you attempted to protect. I saw it all. Your organization crumbling into dust. That too, by your own hand. Think I'm lying. Want proof, bro? Or you say it's too savage. Touch me. Yo, yeah, you see, all at once. That recall all at once. That's gotta be crazy. He's my child. Is this the end? No way, bro. Not even just everyone out there. These motherfuckers in the streets of Tokyo. These bystanders. This is what I said during the chapter when it was happening, dude. If Kaneki doesn't go out, if they don't have to take him out to resolve this, he's not gonna be able to live with this shit, dude. He's not. The fuck is this? Oh, I said, alright. Just a scrambled speech bubble. Yeah, that shit broke the man. That shit is breaking the man, dude. Down there, the people in the water are... Yo. He's finally realizing them. Yes, they're people you killed. You're on death's door yourself, my dude. I'm sure you all will have a lot to talk about now. BRO! What do you say? I mean, like, again, I have to keep checking myself. I mean, this is the part of him that's brutally confronting, because the man would have felt this way regardless. This is exactly what his mind is conditioning him to feel about the situation. He despises himself now. It's purely fueled by despair and self-loathing and almost a hatred for himself because of everything that he's done. No, not this. This isn't what You better see this shit through, though, my boy. You better, I mean, it's not all on you either. It's really not all on you. You can't solely blame yourself for all of these deaths. Yes, effectively, you were the kind of, host, the scourge of this whole situation, bringing havoc and ruin to the entire city. But you never intended for that shit to happen. So, I mean, you can't place, to a certain degree, yes, he's at fault. You can't deny that, but you can't place the full burden of the blame on him. Protect everyone. Create a world where humans and ghouls can understand each other. Bro, this scene is too real. This scene is too real. That laugh, dude. I fucking love her so much. Yo, wait, hold on. Oh, they're shifting back, okay. Yo, that panel. Kaneki, you want to go back? Dude. You still need to go back, my boy. Don't do this to yourself. To save them? Yeah, he's breaking, dude. The complete inverse of what he wanted to accomplish. I hate not being able to do anything. I mean, and that yo, he says he's throwing salt in the wound now too. That's literally that's been the man's mantra this entire time. This time I will. And yet he's failed yet again. And not only has he failed, but the complete opposite has happened, and he's become the force that needs protection, that people need protection from. It's wild. It's wild to be slapped in the face with the fact that you've become the very thing, ideologically speaking, not literally speaking, that you were trying to work against. That's rough. It's tragedy. It's 100% tragedy. I mean, come on. You make me laugh. It is precisely because you keep doing things that people keep. Bro! And look at that mouth! Oh, that's wild. Is that like implying almost like a sentience to the cognitive kind of imbuing itself into the man's consciousness? So rather than just one of the standard projections of reset that we've seen in the past, or any single division of his own consciousness, or even just the deep-seated self-loathing and hatred he yet must have for himself at this point, it could be tainted by the very construction and development of Dragon. That's why I might be taking it to another level that's unnecessary, but given what we've learned about the Nagas, given the information that we've gotten from Furuta, Kano, Kimi, and everything we've seen right now, it is a possibility. It's definitely a possibility. As long as it forms its own agency and sentience, then this isn't that far-fetched. But I think even still, the majority of it is rooted in the man's own consciousness and mentality. It has to be just a portion slipping in there. It is precisely because you keep doing things that people keep dying. Bro, that is one of the most savage panels. You can't possibly believe that, my boy. It'd have been better if you didn't do a damn thing from the beginning. I have to call bullshit on that statement too, though. I have to call bullshit on that statement too. The wheels were set in motion long before this man became the central figure through which everything ran. You know what I'm saying? Shit still would have gone left. Shit still would have been fucked up. The society as a whole was already fucked up to begin with before this man's arrival. But this construction must be looking at it particularly through the sphere of his allies and the people that he loves and cares about, right? Let's not look at it too broad. Let's kind of go microscopic with it. Even then, if the man took no action whatsoever since the beginning, when he woke up after Kano's twisted experiments, shit still would have been fucked up. The man had to actualize his own agency and make choices and resolve himself. And through that process, he's grown to the point where, yes, there have been casualties, a lot of which, yes, or I wouldn't say a lot of which until recently, but a good deal of which he was either unable to prevent or in some way indirectly influenced or caused, right? But shit could have been equally as worse in various different ways and scenarios. You can't think about shit that way. And you still have people that care about you, dude. Not a single thing. That's fucking cold. That's chilling shit, my dude. You see what Ishida did there, too? The entire chapter, he's been playing with that contrast and the spacing from between panel to panel. Then the man... Yo, it's been a while since the man has been on this caliber. I mean, Tokyo Ghoul has maintained... For me personally, and in my genuine opinion, it's maintained its overarching caliber. He has been fucking amazing, well thought out, and executed in a fashion where it deserves way more praise than it gets at this stage, man. Ishida is a genuine genius. But, bro, I feel like it's... After the dragon shit initially transpired, we did get a lot of great chapters, you know, with the Hiei stuff and everything like that, but it's really just because of this Mitsuki shit that I'm saying. It just felt meandering for a little bit, man. It was just not up to par, but this is my boy right here. These last 2 pages. It is precisely because you keep doing things that people keep dying. That's such a loaded fucking statement. It'd been better if you didn't do a damn thing from the beginning. This actually pisses me off more than the nonsense he was spewing near the beginning of the chapter, talking about we should have launched a surprise attack on the CCG. That's just idiocy. That's not the Kaneki that I believe in and that I know even more fractured in the past, despite everything else that's going on here. Is far more intelligent than that. Would never say something so foolhardy. But it is what it is, man. Chapter's fucking... I need to read it again, actually. I need to read it again, and I'm gonna do so. You know what's kind of weird now? This is the time, and I've gotten so used to this. That moment where we kind of just sit down in the chat, and I get to like hear from all of you guys. So I really, especially with this chapter, because I did get triggered a little bit. But ultimately, I can't fault Kaneki for anything that he said here. I do kind of slightly think that there's some sentience to the Kagane that's worming its way into the man's consciousness. But overarchingly, 90% of that, if not more, is still Kaneki's own self-hatred at this point for what he's done. So, it's a very interesting chapter. I can't hold anything against it. It was amazing visually, and to see Yurisei, dude, the paneling especially, and the expressions, 10 out of fucking 10. let me just chill in the silence while I read through this a second time. See, if we could ever actually get a good Tokyo Ghoul adaptation, I'm like I said, my hopes for Re aren't that high, but I would love to see a scene like this animated 100%. See, this is also a kind of bullshit. There's a lot of loaded statements in this chapter where if you look at it through a certain lens, yes, you can make that argument. But there's a completely other side of that, which both Rise is forcing on the man a certain perspective, and at the same time he's unwilling to acknowledge because this is, mostly coming and stemming from himself. I swear to God, if the man loses heart here because as a result of this, because this is what I'm starting to think now, he's gonna be unable to forgive himself. I knowing the kind of person that Kaneki is, and knowing the countless people that he killed thus far in this state, I don't think he's gonna be able to move forward from that, dude. So even if he's able to break free from the kind of construction of the dragon, and whether it's able to subsist on its own at that point without, see, that's what's crazy, is if this thing actually, if none of that actually doesn't just like crystallize, like what happened with the birth of the new life from the OG One-Eyed King and all that shit. There's various different ways it could go. This seems like it's a much more twisted and powerful construction based on what Kimi said. So I don't know, man, but I don't think Kaneki's, after, like I said, after the Koki stuff, Kaneki reignited his will to live. It no longer became that death drive of dying in style, and he actually had something to believe in and fight for. He realized that he had to value himself more, and he had resolved himself. And to see that kind of being downplayed and through this dialogue, not so much the end game, but through this dialogue, and kind of made more flimsy and not solidified. I'm just like, yo, I trusted in the man, dude. And some of the things you're saying right now is letting me down, boy. But ultimately, I can't hold it against him. I think that he needs to break free from here, and I think he's lost the will to do so, so it's no longer on him. I guess we gotta wait for next chapter. Yo, I gotta go back. I didn't even read the little tagline. Nothing stolen, nothing born is what I. Within the depths of the... Bro, that's foreboding as shit. So remember my godchild, my boy. Remember Toka. It's gonna take Toka or Hide, or combination of the two, to get through to this man, because otherwise, I don't even know if they'll be able to do it at this stage. But something definitely feels off about this construction compared to every other instant that we've delved into the man's psyche. So I don't know. I'm gonna think about it some more. I'm definitely gonna read this chapter. Let me know your thoughts. Definitely, I want to see everybody that's normally in the chat in the comments, so I can kind of hear some of the things you guys are thinking about the chapter, because I really do like that. That's probably the thing I like most, are about doing the streams, aside from the fact that you guys just troll and talk a bunch of nonsense the whole time. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Smash that like button if you enjoyed the reaction. Peace.